What a week it's been in Philadelphia. After Friday's tough loss to the Chicago Bears, the Eagles' fourth of the season, everyone's been pointing fingers at the offense. Social media, talk shows, barbershops, you name it. The conversation has been all about what went wrong with Jalen Hurts and company. But while those debates have stolen the spotlight, something just as important has quietly slipped under the radar, and it involves one of the most exciting young defenders the Eagles have drafted in years, rookie linebacker Campbell. Now, if you watched the first half of this season, you know exactly why fans were buzzing about Campbell. For a stretch, he wasn't just good. He looked like the early favorite for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Sideline-to-sideline speed, strong instincts, a certain swagger that reminded longtime fans of the great Brian Dawkins. That hunger, that "I'm gonna be everywhere" energy. It felt like Philly had found their next defensive cornerstone. But everything changed the moment Nakobe Dean returned to the lineup, and not just returned, but came back playing the best football of his young career. Dean's leadership, his command of the middle of the field, his football IQ, it all elevated the Eagles' defense. And then, as if that wasn't enough, Jalen Phillips started ascending too, adding even more chaos off the edge. With both of them thriving, the coaching staff started reshuffling roles, and that's when Campbell's snap count quietly began to shrink. Now here's where it gets shocking. Against Dallas in Week 12, Campbell hit a season low, just 14.9% of defensive snaps. Not great, but understandable given the rotation. But then, Chicago happened. Campbell didn't play a single defensive snap, the first time in his entire Eagles career. 6 snaps on special teams, 0 on defense. That's not just a reduction, that's a full-on shutdown. And that raises the big question floating around Philly right now. What's really going on? People close to the team insist this isn't a punishment. It's not about poor play or mistakes. According to one fictional team source we spoke to, Campbell's still a huge part of the long-term plan. "We're just riding the hot hands right now." Dean's been unreal. Phillips has been explosive. Sometimes rotations shift. Even Campbell himself, in a fictional locker room moment after the Bears game, reportedly said, "I'm staying patient. My time's gonna come again. Philly drafted me for a reason." He's right. The Eagles took him with the number 31 pick in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft, a prime spot for a defensive playmaker. Teams don't draft linebackers that early unless they believe they'll be foundational pieces. And this front office, from Howie Roseman on down, has repeatedly raved about Campbell's upside. Still, going from a guy who played over 95% of defensive snaps early in the season to someone who didn't touch the defensive field in Week 13? That's a massive shift. A shift fans have noticed, even if the national conversation hasn't caught up yet. And here's the interesting part, the defense is still flourishing. They're creating pressure, forcing turnovers, and keeping the team afloat even while the offense sputters. So in one sense, the coaches know exactly what they're doing. And yet, you can't help but feel the surprise. This is Philly, the city that cheered through snowstorms, chanted "Fly Eagles Fly" after the 2017 Super Bowl, and lives for tough, physical defenders. When they see a promising young linebacker suddenly disappear from the rotation, people are going to talk. What does this mean going forward? Well, the Eagles still believe Campbell is part of the future. In fact, some analysts are predicting he'll regain a bigger role down the stretch, especially if injuries pop up or if the team wants fresher legs in December. "Don't count him out," a fictional defensive assistant said. "He's gonna make a play this year that flips a game. Just watch." And honestly, that sounds exactly like something that would happen in Philly. A late-season surge, a momentum-changing hit, a key takeaway. Something that reminds everyone why the Eagles drafted him in the first place. So as the Eagles regroup, as the offense tries to find its rhythm, as fans look ahead to the next big matchup, keep an eye on Campbell. The story isn't over. In Philadelphia, stories rarely are. And this city loves a comeback. Stick around, Eagles fans. There's a lot more football to be played, and a lot more drama to unfold. Fly Eagles fly.